period figured something out, so we'll see how this goes.
From Washington to Hollywood and right back to Wisconsin. It's Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach. Connecting the dots on the stories shaping our world with smart takes, sharp humor, and plenty of personality.
You know, I really expected more professional behavior from you.
It's news and culture without the noise.
Yeah, I'm on.
Here's Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach.
Dude.
Oh, it is so good to be with all of you tonight. Welcome to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and my very patient co-host, Greg Bach. It is great to be with you. Happy Monday. Happy post-storm Monday, folks. Greg, how are you? Did you get through it okay?
I got through it fine. Southeastern Wisconsin, Kenosha, where I live, we did not get hit that badly. I got probably about 3 inches, and then with some drift there, but not bad. The thing was the problem for us, I think, personally, is the fact that we got a ton of rain the day before, and then it snowed, so all the snow was really wet and really heavy. So that was not great. But as our senior producer, Tucker, or now as I'm referring to him as T-Sizzle, he said that, and I agree, it wasn't that bad compared to other parts of the state who just got, and like you got walloped. So I'm just happy to see you here today because there was a good chance you were not going to be on the show.
It was kind of a last-minute thing. I was striking out everywhere, and we figured something out, and I'm at my sister's house right now because she's the only person in the area that had power, and she doesn't have Spectrum. So power went out for some, Spectrum for others. All my backup plans were squashed, but my sister Julie coming through in a pinch. She's got her power and Brightspeed. So go figure. But I'll tell you all about my weather issues in just a couple of minutes. But we got walloped. We got hit.
But we also have a really good show, folks. And every time I say that, I cannot not feel like I'd solve it. We've got a really good show, folks.
Really good show.
We are talking to Dr. Keith Polson today, and after the 5:30 news, we're going to be talking about the fact that bird flu is back. It was here sometime about a year ago, and now it's back, and we're going to talk to him about what we should look out for, how we avoid it, and also what can be affected. I mean, one of the things that the bird flu really hit hard was the egg prices back in 2024, which was a huge concern for a lot of people. And we just want to take a look at that and be aware. And so he will be here after the 5:30 news. And then in the 6 o'clock hour, very excited about this, a friend of both of ours. She is a comedian, a writer, performer. She's a voice actor. She has performed, this is a big thing for me, she's performed on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry. Mary Mack will be here talking about her comedy. She's doing a tour right now. It's going to be very fun to talk to her.
She is so great. I don't know her the way you do. I've only had her on the show before and gotten to know her that way. But she literally, Greg, when there's a guest on and they're funny, you laugh. But with Mary, she caught me so off guard the first time she was on the show. I was not expecting her to be that funny and stick to that character, and it just cracked me up. I'm so glad she's here.
Which is funny because, like, when people listen to her, what people have to understand is that that's not much of a character. Mary is Mary, and it's going to be a really good time. I'm very much looking forward to it. And then, it'll be we'll have a really good show. I can't stop saying that. My goodness. I feel like I'm going to get sued by the estate of Ed Sullivan or something like that. Let's see. She's going to be
that stuff.
She'll be on at 6:20, and she'll be with us. That'll be really great. And then we'll have ourselves we didn't refer to this last week, but the end of the show, the nightcap.
Love it. That'll always be fun. The little wrap up. We put a bow on every edition of Nite Lite moving forward. It's going to be great. We've got a fun contest coming up, Greg, very shortly, and a great question too.
Oh, that's right too. So let's take care of the contest first. We'll get to the question next. Dom, I know this is very last second. I apologize. Do you have any big music like bum ba da da, like something like that?
I mean, I have this,
There we go. Let's do it. I'll take it. I will take it. I didn't ask before. That's quick thinking on his part. Pete, Dom, folks out there, we are on the first day of our break into spring text to win multi-state contest. This is how it works. Every day we will have multiple chances to win. We'll have seven separate opportunities to win $200. I'm sorry, you enter in daily for $200 daily prize. I'm sorry, I said that incorrectly. I'll just read the copy. It's your daily chance to win $200. Plus, every entry you're going to put in there will get you into a drawing for a brand new mattress set from Verlo. So here's how it's going to work. We're going to give you a word, and you're going to open up your Civic Media app. You're going to text in this word to us. Spelling counts. Capitalization does not. You text once every time we do this. So 7 times throughout the day, you are in for that daily $200 prize. And you must have the Civic Media app to enter. So that's also, can't call, can't text just through your phone. Has to be through the Civic Media app. You can't put it on the live stream. Must be through the Civic Media app. If you don't have the app, download it right this moment. You will have 1 full hour to participate. So this is how it's going to work. I'm going to give you the word. Here is the word. The word is there. Queen. Queen. Text that word in right now via the Civic Media app for your chance to win $200 and for an entry into a grand prize drawing for a brand new mattress set from Verlo. Again, that word is Queen. Queen. Spelling counts, and we will get back to you if you do spell it wrong, because people have spelled it wrong. But good luck. Queen. Queen. All right, you have 1 hour. And good luck to all of you, friends.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's a great. I actually have a Verlo mattress, and I can say that, my brother had one. He swore by it. So for what it's worth, it's a great mattress.
Verlo's
brand
great
new
mattress.
bed. Who doesn't want a brand new bed?
Pete, my God, when we moved into our house, we didn't get a Verlo. I'm sorry, Verlo. I apologize, Verlo. We got one of those mattresses in a box where you have to open it up and just let it open.
Oh yeah, right.
Very odd. But we got a king-size mattress, and I'm so happy.
Same. Listen, Greg, or Dom, either one of you guys, you come up to Marinette sometime when the weather gets a little better. Try out the Verlo, take a nap. Yes. Let me know what you think. Just wear underpants. Other than that, I think it's a great mattress.
I'm out.
Yep. I'm out too. I'll go with Greg.
Me and Dom will get in the car, and we will take a trip to Holiday Hanukkah Christmas Town, USA. And
listen, it might be Jason Chef Town now after that concert the other night.
Oh, that's right. We need to talk about that as well. All right. Well, my gosh, there's so much to discuss. Before we do anything else, look at everything coming through here on I love it. The text line is lighting up. And folks, if you do spell it incorrectly, we'll let you know. We won't be mean. We'll just let you know because we want you to get entered into the contest. But I see Luann, Charles, Scott, Susan, Ron, getting at it. Get in there. The word is Queen. Text in the word Queen on your Civic Media app. Be part of the Break into Spring multi-state text-to-win contest. All right. Do we or do we not have a question for the night, Pete?
We do have a question of the night, and we'll have to just kind of decipher all these great texts coming in from our Break into Spring multi-text contest. But we could do that. So let's do the question of the night, Tom.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question.
Pregunta.
Question. Hey, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda. Question.
Questions.
All right. What is a TV show you've been meaning to binge watch, but haven't yet? What is a TV show you've been meaning to binge watch, but haven't yet? 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. You can text us on the text line. You can text us on the app, which you need anyway to play the contest. So check that out if you don't already have it. And if you are watching the radio and looking at my glorious background on YouTube, Facebook, or X Twitter, you can drop us a stream comment. Get a hold of us any way you can, folks. But get a hold of us because it's more fun when you guys participate.
Casper on the text line says, I've got a California king because tall. What's interesting about a California king, though, is that a California king is wider and shorter. So like a king size bed is 80 by 76 and a California king is 84 wide by 72 long.
Are you sure that's not flip-flop? I always thought a California king was a little narrower but longer.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the differences. 80 king, 80 long, 76 wide. California king, 84 wide, 72 long. So
he could sleep the other way and be covered because Chris is a tall guy.
He's a tall chap. He's a redwood of a man.
Did you know he was a great athlete too?
I did not know that.
He was like a track guy, and I assume he could dunk because he's like 7'3".
That makes sense. He's a giant dude. I'm tall, and when I see him, I'm like, hello up there. So
yeah, no.
All right, well, that's okay. So we got the question. What's a show that you've been wanting to binge but haven't yet? I gotta think. I have a couple.
Same.
I do too.
Yeah.
All right.
But let's, in the time we have left, let's get back to some things.
The first big story.
All right. So as I mentioned, if you look at the map of the state, and I know our Civic Media colleague Corey posted this map, we got hit the worst. I think Wausau we were right there with Wausau and maybe another town in the UP. But here's what my thinking was. I took a group to the concert to see Jason Chef, former Chicago lead singer, who was on the show. Yeah. Got to introduce him. He said they knew the weather was coming. Yeah. And the facility said, we'll give you a ride back to Chicago. They hired a car. He goes, no. We're taking our own cars, and we're driving 90 miles an hour to beat the weather. So I thought, well, this will be great. We'll have a concert. Then we get holed up. We made all these plans because we knew we were getting bad weather. And I could not. We decided to stay at our house the first night, knowing it could get bad. I woke up at 7 a.m. and it said life expectancy threat urgent. So I'm waking my wife and my dog.
Scary.
Yeah. The wind was coming, the snow was coming, and I was surprised we hadn't lost power already because that's kind of what our house does. So we got over to this place and I was all set. They have a huge generator. We're all set. And then the power Spectrum went over there. So we were holed up. We got out a little bit, but you guys, you should have seen the trees. They were like, you don't want to be outside because the weather was so angry and downright rude, frankly. But it was horrible. And then, so I'm lucky I found this place to do the show because I thought I was going to be out of luck. But it was, I guess snow plows were going off the road, and there's no streets where I live that have been plowed other than a few main thoroughfares. It's insanity. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, and the thing that I don't ever want to look, I understand that being, especially in the situation of a snowstorm, your job as especially when you work for the city, it's not easy, and everyone wants everything right now, and they want it perfectly, and they want it right now, and they want it done yesterday, and they want it done right now. And I get that, but we've known about these storms for a while, And when I see, like, down here in Kenosha, there is always, like, there's the one main thoroughfare that's good, and then everything else is junk. And you're like,
really?
well, I mean, the thing is, like, by the end of the week, most of that snow will be melted down here, at least, because we're supposed to be in the 50s and 60s by the weekend, which, by the way, going to Arizona this weekend, it's going to be 105. Oh, God.
They only got a couple inches of snow down there. You should be okay. But
In Arizona or in Kenosha?
no, Arizona. No, but shout out. I want to give a shout out. Adam Grace, my parents' neighbor, came over with a snowblower and did like 3 feet of snow in their driveway. So I got
That's
my Land
amazing.
Cruiser out. My Land Cruiser's plowing around my little roads because I live in this small community.
Yeah.
But to get to a house, it's not going to go through a 7-foot drift. So it's like I'm getting around okay. We checked to see if anybody needed help, whatever. Everybody's just inside. It was great. But if he hadn't done that, I probably would not have been here because I couldn't carry radio equipment on foot like 3/4 of a mile. It just wouldn't have worked. So,
well, I'm glad, excuse me, I'm glad you are here today. I'm glad you are safe. I'm glad that you, thank you for looking out for people around your community. And folks, it's going to still be cold. I think we're still going to get some more snow this week. So keep it close, locked here on Civic Media for all your weather updates. When we come back, we talk about more of the things on the big things list. Also, the word Queen. Text in the word Queen via the Civic Media app, QUEEN. You are listeing to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach here on the Civic Media Network. Stay tuned. Stay close.
Saving all my love for you, baby.
Oh, okay.
So however you guys want to do it, if you want to do the Iran or the president thing first and then the Oscars, that's fine. I'm more knowledgeable about the Oscars, but given the circumstances. But yeah, whatever you think, Greg.
Let's talk Iran for a little bit and then move into the Oscars.
Okay.
Yeah. Matt got back to us in Eau Claire. That was a very big response.
Lots of content entries. Wow.
Yeah.
Lots.
Casper says Pete is right. I don't know what you're right about him being an athlete. The bed thing is for real. Like I looked at like 3 different things. The California King to me, and we looked at that when we were looking at beds. I was like, oh, let's get a California King because I'm 6'2" and I'm gigantic. And I looked it up. I'm like, oh, this isn't much of a difference. Like, it's not like, to me, I thought California King was wider and longer, but it's not. So I was like, well, I'm not going to spend the money. I didn't spend the money. It was a gift from my mother-in-law. She's very nice.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah. But it's very freaky. Have either of you guys gotten the box bed yet?
No, I have friends that
but I know
do,
what you're talking about.
and one likes it and one doesn't. But they seem, okay.
It's a good bed. It's just very weird. Like, you get a very heavy box delivered to your house. You have to, like, everything has to be like spread out because it just unravels. And then depending on the whatever it is, it's anywhere between 6 to 72 hours for it to fully inflate.
Yep, my brother has that, but in a couch form. So it just takes like 2 hours, and it just like he got it off TikTok Shop, and it just blows up. It's pretty crazy.
He got it off Temu and sat on it. It collapsed.
It's an inflatable couch / whoopee cushion.
Yeah. Yeah, I swore that's what a California King is, but if you looked it up on the interwebs, Greg, I'm not gonna.
I mean, when is the internet ever wrong?
Right.
Yeah.
20 seconds, guys. 20 seconds.
All right. 20 seconds.
I was so hard to please, but look around, leaves are brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Hear the Salvation Army band.
Welcome back. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach. It is great to have you with us on this Monday night. We are talking, we're in the middle of our 3 big things that we do every show in the first couple segments. And we've got Text to Win that Greg just told you all about. We'll give you the keyword again in a few minutes. Very exciting. It's our Break into Spring multi-state text to win contest. Did I get that right?
Boom!
Wow,
Nice,
look at that.
nicely done.
All
Working
right.
without working
stuff.
working without a net
brand.
tonight, folks. That's exciting. So good luck, everybody, on that. And we are in the middle of our 3 big stories of the day. Dom, I believe we're ready for number 2.
The second big story.
So did you hear about this whole Iran thing? There's a whole Iran thing going on here.
What?
That's my bad Jerry Seinfeld / terrible comedian voice.
What is the deal with that?
Do you guys hear about Iran? So right now it seems like in the Wall Street Journal there was a story that came out. I mean this is not just the Wall Street Journal. This is all over. I heard it on Civic Media, like the local news portion, talking about this as well in the CBS News. They're trying to, open the Strait of Hormuz, where the oil is coming out, which usually comes out of Iran, is then shipped to various parts of the world. And it has essentially been closed by the Iranian government. And the president is doing his best, most diplomatic ways of saying, help us. Not saying, could you please help us? Would you please help us? Saying things like, quote, the U.S. doesn't need help, or they will help. I expect them to help us. It's really just a masterclass in diplomacy, Pete.
It's insanity. It's like, you have to help us, China, France, Japan, South Korea, UK, or gas prices are going to stay high. Well, yeah, because of us. Like, what? It's just such an odd thing. It's like,
Yeah.
Again, it seems like there was just no plan. Or, Greg, I suspect they didn't think it would last this long, or that Iran would, throw up their hands, but they're not doing that. So how do you respond if you're one of these countries that some people are saying he's trying to bully into helping us, and some people are saying he demand help us?
You do what France does, and they say, go kick rocks. That's exactly what they do. Yeah, they said, no, we're not going to help you. And I imagine they're not going to help him in this form. And the thing is, he's not saying anything that's helping either. He's like, the U.S. doesn't know who's in charge of Iran. I don't know. I just looked it up on Wikipedia. It's right there. You can see it for yourself. He said they're a paper tiger. That's right. Poke at the people who have our oil, and also the people that you say are a huge threat, and then says something. They don't have too many missiles left. What a beautiful statement,
I thought they were all gone after the last go around, and now we've got energy prices going up too, astronomically. I think it's with the data centers and the war and tariffs. So it's just, this is really. I hope something gets done about this quickly, because everybody is being affected by this, Greg.
I mean, I just remember something, folks. This is an election year. That's all I'll say. It's an election year. We go to the polls next month and in fall. Remember that. Remember who supports what. Just saying, we're voting for a new governor, too.
Right. I hope there is an election, because gas prices are so high, Greg, so we might not have to have elections. All right. I think we're ready for our next big story.
The third big story.
Did you watch it, Greg? Did you watch the Oscars?
I watched some of it. I went to bed at a certain point because it just is a very long show.
Yeah.
I got what I needed. I saw great Conan stuff. The cold open was great. The monologue was really good. I thought it was very funny because last year during the fire, there was so much more, I don't want to say like unity, but like it felt like there was more levity in that room because of what was going on. But last night, he was doing great jokes. And once again, a Hollywood crowd trying so hard to laugh at themselves, but failing miserably.
Do you think, here's what I don't understand, because I agree. Let's just sticking with the broadcast. I thought overall the comedy was terrible. When the presenters would come out and they do some shtick, they're not comedians. I don't expect it to be great, but was it tedious at times. And even Conan, who I thought crushed it last year and crushed the monologue this year, it was just not great. I don't know what it was. And those jokes in the monologue, I totally agree with you, were outstanding. But that room, I think, what I've heard anyway, I've been snubbed now by the Oscars for 30 years. There's so much, everyone's nervous. They're just like, they're around peers, and you think Timothy Chalamet's a big shot. Oh, he's sitting next to Steven Spielberg, so he's on it. Like, it's just that kind of energy, because those were outstanding jokes. I don't think he got the Hosanna he should have for those jokes. But, I thought the comedy overall, just get rid of it. Have a funny monologue. But if those are the bits, and my son even said, they're just Nepo babies as writers now that are writing those jokes because they were god awful.
Well,
Overall, I thought it was great though.
I don't know who writes the jokes for the actors. I mean, Conan's team, I know two of the writers on his team for that. And they're not writing bad jokes. They're going to be delivered poorly, or they're hiring other people to write jokes for those actors. I don't know. That's something. I mean, honestly, I could text someone right now and find out. I'm not sure. That's a very good question.
Really curious about that because they were not the same. The monologue jokes were written by professionals. Those were great jokes.
Yeah.
The other stuff I didn't like, but I loved that. I love that One Battle After Another. I was happy with that. I thought Sinners might win, but they got some love too. Frankenstein surprised with 3 Oscars.
Yeah.
There was a tie. Sean Penn won, and he wasn't.
I was very surprised. Oh, Kieran Culkin's response was, "He's not here, or he just doesn't want to be."
It was great. He goes, so I'll accept this for him. Yeah.
They won. Sinners won 4 out of 16. That's. I was surprised they didn't win Best Song. I'm really surprised. Delroy Lindo, that didn't surprise me. I wanted him to win, but it didn't surprise me. It surprised me that Sean Penn won, but I was really surprised that Raphael Sadiq and they didn't win for that song.
I'm with you both times. I thought Sean Penn gave a better performance than Delroy Lindo, even though I was kind of rooting for Delroy Lindo, but the part was different. Sean Penn took chances and it could have backfired, but it didn't. I don't know. He's just a weird guy, though, too. The fact that he showed up didn't surprise me. All right, we are coming right back, folks. We're going to do the news, and then we will be back with Michael Paulson, who's going to tell us all about the
Dr. Keith Paulson.
Dr. Keith Paulson. I'm sorry. Oh, I should have gave you that one, Greg. We're coming right back. It's Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach on the Civic Media Network. I got cocky there.
All right.
Questions here.
That's Sean Penn. Wow, I didn't know who Sean Penn was. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Should've
He's not.
I was
He's
looking
a
him
guy
up,
who
and
doesn't.
yeah.
He's a guy who doesn't do a lot of movies anymore. He does like one every few years, but they always seem to just gather so much because he's a great actor.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal.
You know, and
Couldn't
but
put
yeah,
name to face.
I think this is his second Oscar. I think he won for
Third.
Mystic River. Oh, really?
Yeah, he got. I think did he get one for Milk?
Oh, yes, you're right. You're right.
Dom, if you want to watch a great Sean Penn movie, go back to the beginning of his career and watch Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
He plays the Chicago street kid that goes to jail. And
No way.
It's so good.
1983. Yeah, I see it. I see it on here.
Have you ever seen? I mean, for a comedy though, have you ever seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
I have. I have seen that one. I have seen that one too. Yes,
I'm glad you just heard of it. So, good afternoon, Dr. Paulson. How are you today?
Good. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
We can.
Absolutely.
It's
awesome.
It's Paulson or Paulson?
Paulson.
Paulson. All right. Just
yeah.
sure.
The Danish way.
The Danish. I'm Dane-ish. You know.
Not
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Boom.
Shut up, Dom. All right, so we come back in about 3 minutes, and we're at a news break right now. So Dom is in Madison right now, and he will be giving hand signals towards the end of the segment. If you're talking when he does this signal here, that means we need to wrap up because we have hard breaks. So just know that, and then just finish the statement. We don't like to interrupt guests and be like, yeah, stop talking. But other than that, and just so we are clear, hold on. Where was it? As far as your title, you work for the Department of Medical Sciences. What would you like your intro to be?
Oh, sure. So, I think really I'm the director of the Wisconsin Veterinary Diagnostic Lab, but I have a joint appointment at the School of Veterinary Medicine, and that's where the Department of Medical Sciences is. So you could just say director, Wisconsin Veterinary Diagnostic Lab, and clinical professor at the School of Veterinary Medicine.
Got that, Greg?
Professor of Vet Medicine. I do. Wonderful.
Sweet.
Also, no shade against your headshot on the website, but this look is fire, what you got going on right now. You look so professional on the website, and you're like, hello, I'm Dr. Keith Polson. And here you're like, let's talk about bird flu.
Yeah. This is Blizzard.
rebel
I just pulled
doctor,
someone out of the ditch on the.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to help my dad, shovel out, and then on the way back, one of the highways is just a sheet of ice. So this is Blizzard edition.
Yeah.
So you're in Madison, Doctor?
We live in Lodi. My wife and I live in Lodi.
Okay.
She has owns a small animal practice in Wanakee. So.
Oh, okay. You guys got it worse than Milwaukee, but not as bad as us up north here.
Yeah. How much snow did you get?
I don't know if the final figures are in. If I had to guess, I'd say somewhere between 32 and 36 inches.
Jeez.
Whoa.
It was first going to be like 42, and we got lucky, I guess. But yeah, it's still more snow than I've ever seen in one storm for sure.
Oh, yeah? I got 3 inches, so...
I think we had about 8. It was chest high at the end of the driveway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at least I got to use the rest of the gas in the big snowblower.
Wait, 8
That's
inches?
so Wisconsin.
8 inches was chest high? How tall are you exactly?
Well, yeah. From the plow, and it drifted.
Okay.
Pete, you don't ask someone that question. My gosh, be nice.
Well, I figured there was some drifting involved or some plowing.
All right, 10 seconds, guys.
10 seconds.
Sorry, Dom. I'm sorry, Dom. That's
No worries.
Welcome back to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach here on the Civic Media Network. You are listening to us live and in charge, whether you're listening on the radio, watching on the live stream. We're currently streaming on Facebook, YouTube, with the platform we still call Twitter, or on the Civic Media app, which, by the way, you can listen to us on the app and also participate in the Break into Spring Text to Win multi-state contest right now going on this hour. The keyword is Queen, Queen. Text it in right now. Spelling matters. Capitalization does not, but text the word Queen, Queen, in via the Civic Media app. It's the only way you can participate. You're going to be in the running for the daily drawing of $200, and then everyone is put into the grand prize drawing for a new mattress set from Verlo. So get yourself the Civic Media app now. Participate, listen, get your news, have fun with it. It's great. It's absolutely free. All right. In the second hour, we will be welcoming comedian Mary Mack to the show. But right now, let us bring on to the program our first guest of the evening. He is the director of the Veterinary Diagnostic Lab and is a clinical professor of veterinary medicine at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Got that all out in one breath. Dr. Keith Polson is with us. He is not just a doctor and a professor, but he's also a good neighbor, because before we got on the air, we were talking about the fact that you were helping your dad shovel, and then on the way back to your house to be on the interview, you had to help someone, or you didn't have to, you helped someone get out of a ditch, because that's what we do here in Wisconsin.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to use the toe chain when you have it, right?
Oh, you used a toe chain?
I had to, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I wasn't gonna
You're
get
so
dirty.
cool.
I've only ever pushed, and a toe chain with that beard, you are already at astronomical coolness. That's fantastic, Doctor.
I will say this, Dr. Polson is definitely a reason you want to watch the live stream. That man, that's a good look. I'm liking the look. But we asked you. We'll write a handy note. We wanted to talk to you, though. It's a serious situation. We saw this in the Wisconsin Public Radio website, and we've seen other things coming through. Bird flu is back, and it has been hitting the poultry farms of Wisconsin. Can you give us, Dr. Polson, just kind of a brief overview of bird flu, as far as like not just what it is, but the fact that in this story it says we've seen this before, and it's been not too long ago when we were dealing with bird flu, like a year and a half ago. So. Not to quote Jerry Seinfeld, but what's the deal?
Right. So the The Wisconsin Veterinary Diagnostic Lab, WVDL. We have 2 locations, Barron and Madison, and we're part of what we call the National Animal Health Laboratory Network, which is a network of 66 labs across the country. And we've actually been activated to fight this outbreak of bird flu since 2022. So while it gets hot during the migration seasons, we've been dealing with this in one shape, manner, or form since 2022, really on the heels of COVID. So, but this particular strain, the reason why we are continually seeing this is because what we call the reservoir, or where the kind of the source of infection is in our migratory wild bird population. And anyone out there, even today, are seeing the Canada geese or the coots. I saw some coots and some ponds on my drive today. This particular strain of flu, what we call highly pathogenic avian influenza, hasn't really affected the waterfowl. They've adapted to it, but as they move throughout we're in the Mississippi Flyway, whether it's the West Coast, the East Coast, or the Mississippi Flyway, twice a year they come through. Then they commingle down by Patagonia and Antarctica, and then they commingle back up in the Arctic Circle, and then they mix with all the other birds from around the world. So that's how this virus kind of moves around the global flyway. And so why is it still sticking around? That's a really good question that we don't really have the answer to, because it tends to be sporadic about how severe it is. But it certainly, last fall, we got hit pretty hard. The spring before, and then now this spring has been very challenging.
I read in the Wisconsin Examiner that there were 3 recent cases in southern Wisconsin, isolated cases. What does that mean exactly? Like, does that mean it's been neutralized effectively, or are we panicking that it's back, like you just said? What's the concern level there that it's 3? Is that manageable, or is that just a sign of worse things to come?
That's really hard to predict. We do know that when birds are affected, and we've been working with the Egg Producers Foundation and the farm owners they have very good biosecurity. And so how are they continually being reinfected? Because one of the farms had just repopulated from being affected late last fall. And it's very frustrating. It's hard to keep a business model rolling that way. And how is it specifically getting in? And they're finding more and more, but we know that this virus has been in most of our major waterways and watersheds now. It's the predominant virus now for a couple of years. So when we go through, we know that it's there in the environment, and how and when domestic poultry gets affected, because they're very, very sensitive to it. And what happens when we see, like, some of these farms are 1 million birds or multiple million birds, what we'll see is you'll start seeing 10-20% die off overnight. And then those flocks are depopulated, which means that we have to humanely or destroy those birds, because A, we don't want those birds to die from disease alone, and B, we need to stop viral spread, because they're shedding lots and lots of virus. So we try and contain it as much as possible. And we've seen now since 2022, since we've been activated, this is the worst foreign animal disease in U.S. history, yet we still don't really have a good handle on it. And I'm sure we'll probably get into this over the half hour, but we don't have great tools to really either prevent it and or manage it, because we don't have a treatment. There are vaccines out there, but they're not licensed for use by the USDA, which is a whole nother topic we could get into. But being in the Southeast, we've had years where we've only had Mississippi Flyway and Northwest Wisconsin, closer to the river. And that dealt mainly with our turkey population, because there's a huge turkey industry in that area. But this year it seems to be more laying hens in Wisconsin, and then certainly turkeys in Minnesota and South Dakota, and then a lot of laying hens in Iowa and Indiana and Pennsylvania.
Is something of clarification, because that was going to be my next question, but you answered it. When Pete mentioned there were 3 cases, When they say cases, is a case a location or is a case a like one bird? And when you say they have to be exterminated or I don't know what the technical term is.
Humanely destroyed.
Yeah. Are we talking about the entire population of that group, or is it just like a certain? So if I own a farm and we find bird flu, I have to just knock out everything and start fresh.
Yeah. So here's how it works on a poultry farm, which is very different than dairy. And we did see a dairy farm in Wisconsin, but in poultry, what happens is that the poultry industry has been dealing with this now for multiple years, and it's not the first time that they've dealt with it. The last outbreak we had before 2022 to 2026 was actually 2015, and that was the first very kind of large scale we've had in quite a while. But what happens is you see a very large mortality. And when you're dealing with large populations of bird, you're going to have some mortality on a regular basis. We try and keep that as low as possible. But like I said, you're just going to see 20, 30%. And we don't really look at one bird. We look at the entire premise. And that's so that entire farm, we call it a premise. And the reason why is it's actually a premises. A premise is something in your mind, right? But on a premises, every premises has an ID. So we have a premises ID. So we consider that farm as a premise. And with that ID and that location helps us manage it kind of using GIS or geographical information systems to be able to control outbreaks. So in that premises, once identified, so they'll either take a dead bird or a swab and they'll send it to our lab in Madison. We're the only lab in the state that can run that as part of the National Animal Health Laboratory Network. But once it becomes what we call non-negative or a detection, we actually send split samples, and one will go to either a lab in Plum Island, New York, which is moving to Manhattan, Kansas, or to the National Veterinary Services Lab in Ames. And then when we see additional farms, our lab can call it with the state animal health official, who is Dr. Darlene Kunkel, our state veterinarian. So once we have a positive, we know that a positive or an affected premises, we're going to see upwards of 100% mortality anyway. That's why the birds are what we call depopulated or humanely destroyed. So that is, and it's a big part of trade too, is that we have to stomp out the disease on the premises. It doesn't really make a lot of logical sense because we know it's in the environment, but there's a whole lot of levels of economic trade and politics along with animal health. The animal health side is actually probably the easier side. It's dealing with the politics, multiple different import and export markets, and then the economics that go behind it.
Our guest is Dr. Keith Poulsen. He is the director of the Wisconsin Veterinary Diagnostic Laboratory. He's also got a PhD. Not too shabby, doctor. It's great to have you here. I wanted to ask you about vaccines. I know some countries are, using vaccines. We are not here in America. Why is that? Is it a cost factor, or is it too difficult, time consuming? What are our reasons for that?
Yeah, there's a couple different reasons why we don't use a vaccine right now. There are multiple, what we call USDA licensed vaccines. And what that means is that, so whether it's Boehringer or Zoetis, we may have a vaccine that the USDA has gone through what we call safety testing. And with that safety testing, when they license it, that means that it could be used if they decide to approve it. Then USDA will say if and when they decide to use a vaccine, then it goes to the states, and then the states have to approve it. And when we think about it, each state has a different ag economy. They have a different set of politics, a different culture. And so with 48 different contiguous states, it gets to be pretty complicated. So there's a lot of different things moving in that direction. And we could probably, we'll maybe continue after, I think, a break coming up.
Yeah. We are talking to Dr. Keith Poulsen here. If you have any questions, feel free to text them in on the Civic Media app or on your phone. Give us a call. Let us know. I have some questions as well. I mean, this is I feel like, this is a topic that affects everybody, and it fuels conversations for politics. We won't get political, but I do have a question about that on the other side if we can get to it. But we'll be continuing that conversation with Dr. Keith Polson here on Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Stay close. Don't forget, the word for the hour is Queen, Queen. Text it in via the Civic Media app. Be part of the Break into Spring multi-state text to win contest here on Civic Media. Stay tuned and stay close. All right, fantastic. We are on what's called the Secret Show right now, Dr. Paulson.
Okay.
And we'll be back in a couple of minutes. But, we should be good to go.
So I think maybe coming back to answer your question is like, okay, now what do we need? Let's say we decide to use a vaccine. What needs to go into that? And where have we seen the failures? Because China, Indonesia, Egypt, they've been using vaccines for 20 years. They've vaccinated billions of birds and they still have problems. So, gotcha. But now we have a good example of France in 2023. They vaccinated their breeding ducks. And it was a short, I don't mean to use terms of politics today, but they had a short-term problem, but then it seemed to be, in the end, it did well. And some of those short-term problems were economics and trade issues. So there's more on trade than anything else with use of vaccine. But like influenza, just like in people, you need a new vaccine every year. And if the whole population doesn't get vaccinated, you're still going to spread flu.
Gotcha. Wow.
I think I might have lost you. Did you say the people vaccinated still have a chance, doctor, to get despite the vaccine?
So you know how we have seasonal flu, right?
Yeah.
And you get a flu shot. In some years it works better than others, but it would work a whole lot better if we had 95% of the population get it, but we only have 40%. So then when it still goes through a population like a elementary school for my kids, you still have an overwhelming challenge. And if you don't have enough of your population vaccinated, just like in measles, right? As soon as we drop below 90%, you're going to see measles outbreaks. And even those people that are vaccinated are going to get sick. They're not going to get as sick as other people because they do have protective immunity, but they're still going to see some issues just because they have this constant bombardment of infectious disease.
It almost, what I'm hearing you say is like the controversy of vaccines for humans is somewhat similar to birds. Is that like?
Well, the birds don't have a choice, right?
Yeah.
But the people have a choice. And when you look at poultry, between the broilers, which are Southeast United States, that's like the, chicken breast, meat, protein, turkeys, and eggs, only the turkeys and the egg layers are interested in vaccine because their birds live long enough to actually be vaccinated. When you talk about broilers and meat chickens, they turn every 56 days. Like the average lifespan of that chicken is 56 days. So a vaccine is never going to help them because they're not alive long enough. And then the other thing you get to it is that as soon as we start using vaccine, that changes our disease status for trade. Okay. And so we
do. Sorry about that. We have 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Go.
Okay. So you want?
Welcome back to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach here on the Civic Media Network. You can be a part of the conversation, 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Leave a comment on the live stream. We are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and the platform we still call Twitter. Do not forget, tonight's question is, what is a TV show you've been meaning to binge? but haven't been able to yet, and you still have a few minutes left to participate in the Break into Spring multi-state text-to-win contest. Get out your Civic Media app right now and text in the word QUEEN, Queen is the word. Spelling counts, capitalization does not, and good luck. We are talking to Dr. Keith Polson, who is the director of the Veterinary Diagnostic Lab. Very difficult words to say out loud, and a clinical professor of veterinary medicine at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And we're talking about the bird flu outbreak that is happening right now. And I mean, honestly, I just kind of want you to say what you said over the live stream, which like the vaccination issues is starting with the point, like, you know, what we do here versus what China does, what France is doing, and how that impacts all of us, especially when it comes to trade.
Yeah. So I think the best way to start, you know, we kind of ended at the break of here's how we authorize the vaccine. So let's say the USD controlled disease because it has high consequence for trade and public health. So what happens then? What do we need for a vaccine to be effective? We want to make sure that we don't make the same mistakes that we've seen other countries or markets do. And we've been vaccinating for highly pathogenic avian influenza now for a couple of decades. We've used billions of doses, and we still have a significant problem. So there's three big things that we have to do if we're going to decide to use a vaccine. One is that we need a vaccine that we can deliver with something besides a needle, right? So we need something that we can either aerosolize or maybe put in food or water, so we can vaccinate huge populations of birds very quickly, because that kind of follows the next most important thing is we have to vaccinate everybody at once, so everyone has protective immunity at once, and that allows kind of that virus to die out in a population. And when that doesn't happen, it's very similar to what we see with measles going around the country, is that as soon as 90 to 95% of the population is not vaccinated anymore, you get people in there that are shedding tons of virus, and then that virus is going to overwhelm the protective immunity of a vaccine. And the next thing we need is called a DIVA vaccine. So, you know, not many people would recognize, a DIVA vaccine, I get that at Walgreens. That's not quite what we're talking about. A DIVA vaccine is what we call differentiate infection from vaccinated animals. So DIVA. And what that means is that we have diagnostic tests so that we know that if we have a positive, is that from a vaccine or is it from what we call a field infection or a wild type strain? So then kind of coming back to that, let's say we catch all three, right? We want to vaccinate everyone all at the same time because flu changes all the time. And we need protective immunity as the birds, the migratory wildfowl are moving up or down the flyways, depending on the season. Is that now what does that do to the United States? Particularly, it has two big impacts on trade. The way that we do animal agriculture trade, whether it's live animals, genetics, cheese, or meat products, each market has a different set of requirements. And what we have is right now is that we are considered disease-free with eradication. Ideally, we would just be disease-free. But as soon as we start using a vaccine, that downgrades our trade status, and we have to renegotiate all of our trade certificates or our trade agreements, and those take a long time. And France did that in 2023. They vaccinated just their breeding ducks, and that turned off the US and the UK markets immediately. But then they recognized and they did some regionalization, and then it kind of came back over time. That's why in 2023 we didn't have foie gras. Now the next thing about vaccine and trade is that as soon as we start vaccinating, it makes it very difficult to not accept birds from vaccinated countries like Mexico. And Mexico is endemic for high path avian influenza. And what that is that it's going to flood the market with poultry protein or chicken meat that can be produced at a much lower cost than US. So it's going to have a lot of different economic implications there.
Wow.
Dr. Polson, we have a couple minutes left. I know there's been about.
Can you hear me?
Am I there? Go ahead, Greg, if he can hear you.
Dr. Polson, can you hear me? Can you not hear me at all?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Greg, I have a bird flu question for you, actually.
I don't think he can hear me as well. So, unfortunately, let me bring him back in real quick. Dr. Polson, can you hear me now?
Can you hear us now, Doctor?
Okay. There we go.
Oh,
Unfortunately, that we had some more questions for him. This is so much more fascinating and deeper than people understand, and I didn't even get a chance to ask about certain political implications because of how bird flu affect egg prices and affect political messages, if you will. The fact that we talked about that in 2024 a lot, we talked about everyone's like, the egg prices are too high. Well, actually, bird flu had a lot to do with that. And then when the bird flu was being taken care of, the egg prices came down, such and so. But hopefully we can have Dr. Polson on again because this conversation just felt like it was getting started.
That was great. And I know I was going to ask him about, I know there was a 13-year-old girl a couple of years ago that had it in Canada. It was in critical condition and recovered. But the mortality rate, not mortality rate, but about half of the people that get infected with it die. So it's a pretty serious, if humans do get it, there've only been like 1,000 cases, but still for the people that get it, it's just as important. So,
well, I want to thank Dr. Polson for being here, and hopefully we can have him back sooner than later. Then maybe continue this conversation or talk about other things because he is the director of the Veterinary Diagnostic Lab at the University of Madison. He's also a clinical professor of veterinary medicine, and we appreciate him being here today. When we come back, we'll be talking about the question of the night as well. And don't forget, you have like a few seconds left. QUEEN, Queen is the word to text in via the Civic Media app. You have one last chance for this hour, and then another chance at 7 p.m., so don't go anywhere. You're listening to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach here on the Civic Media Network. Mom, you can't enter the contest. Stay tuned. All right.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, no worries.
No worries.
Honestly, that's. I think that's an us thing because you are not the first person to all of a sudden not be able to hear us. So, thank you so much for being here, and we appreciate it. And I mean, this I feel like we just scratched the surface on this. There were other questions I wanted to ask, but we can probably have you back on again. Maybe have a longer conversation too. So,
and I would think for the future, things that we could talk about would be why is it different in chickens versus dairy cows? And, totally different story. And then the other one is just emergency response. Flu is one of 4 immediate threats that we're dealing with right now. Flu, New World screwworm, which sounds weird, but
sounds like a band.
It's a grunge band. But it's a major problem, and it's 70 miles off our border. African swine fever, it's on Hispaniola in Cuba. That's a big deal. And then foot and mouth disease has always been this kind of constant threat. But the problem is, we saw 3 countries in the EU, and the UK is fully expecting to see it again, and that would be an industry killer, and it would be a rural America problem.
We'll set up a time for you to come back. What we can probably do is we can maybe do like what's called a pre-record, longer conversation, play a part of it, and then have the whole conversation on our YouTube page, and we can go into that deeper. So, you're all good to go. All I need you to do is the orange button that's at the bottom of the screen with the little arrow.
Yep.
Click that. It will upload everything, and you'll be good to go.
Great. This has been awesome. Thanks guys.
Doctor. Thank you,
Dr. Polson. Appreciate your time.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you very much. I wonder what that problem is.
I'm writing that down, and I'm gonna get that fixed tomorrow.
Okay.
That is, I don't know why it does that.
My mom entered the contest.
Really?
Sorry, Mom. Do I have to tell somebody?
You probably should, yeah.
Yeah.
Just write it down, make a note.
Yeah. I feel like a tattle.
Ooh, your mom's gonna hate you. Your mom's gonna
That's
like
fine.
you.
She has to love me. I'm her son.
It's true.
Just kidding if you're hearing that, Mom. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
Does she listen on the live stream? That was my question.
I don't know, actually. I think I don't know. I think she listens on the app.
On the app, okay.
In fact, yeah. I think she listens on the app. But
if she texts,
Yeah. So, all right. I'll be right back.
All righty. Real quick, Pete, are you connected to your road?
I thought I was.
Yep, you still are. Just wanted to double check.
All right, cool. Can Greg hear me?
Trying to make sense of the world? You've got Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach.
Call our toll-free number now.
Headlines, culture, and real conversation.
And now, our feature presentation.
Here's Pete and Greg.
Welcome back to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach on the Civic Media Network. We are here with you live, whether you're listening on your radio, listening on the Civic Media app, or watching us on the live stream. We are currently streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and the platform we still call Twitter. Also, if you missed your chance to get the keyword for the Break into Spring text to win contest, don't worry. 7 o'clock, there will be another keyword. So just listen in Civic Media. You'll get that word. You'll be good to go. And then everything starts again tomorrow. 7 chances throughout the day. So keep your Civic Media app close. You can enter once every single hour. So you can enter in 7 times a day. That's good stuff right there.
And listen, $200, that's some good walking around money, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's it's like a half a tank of gasoline right now.
Oh
Greg.
my God, Pete, I filled up my gas tank this past weekend for the first time in a long $50. I drive an SUV. I drive a Rogue. I don't drive like a big truck.
Okay.
And it was $50.
Yeah, it's so funny. I do have a big SUV. I've got a small hybrid car and then a big SUV, hoping to balance things out. And man, when we first moved back to Wisconsin, I think it was like $80 to fill my Land Cruiser. Mm-hmm. And now it's like probably 60, 70 again. Like it's getting up there. And there's no end in sight. It's kind of sad. But
nope.
This is exciting, though. Hour number 2, we got Mary Mack coming up in just a few minutes at 6:20. Yeah. Love Mary Mack, one of the funniest comedians out there. You said, and I think Mary told me this too, Greg, that her husband's very funny too. We should have him on sometime.
His name is Tim Harmston. He is also a stand-up comic. He is one of the nicest humans. He's one of. Do you ever those like when you were doing stand-up, Pete? Those comics you meet, and you're like, I want to be like friends with you, like. Doing shows is fun, but like I want to get lunch. Or Tim is just Mary is great, don't get me wrong, but Tim is just one of those guys where I'm like, you're just really cool, man. Can we be friends?
Can we be bros?
Yeah, exactly. So she'll be on at 6:20. Very excited about that.
That's exciting. And I agree with you. Like I remember when I did stand up so long ago, but like the headliners sometimes there are comics who are great but kind of make you uneasy when you're around them because they're kind of odd, and that maybe makes them funny. And then I always remember being excited to just meet kind of a regular dude or dudette, and it's like, all right, this is a good hang, you know.
And then you want to be like, can we go on the road together? Because I like this. This is really fun. Yeah, so he's a good dude, and I'm looking forward to talking to Mary a little bit later. But we have ourselves a question to get to, friends.
Dom.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda.
Question.
Questions.
What is a TV show you've been meaning to binge watch but haven't yet? We've all got those shows, folks. You hear about it. It's great. Oh, I got to put that on the list. Then you don't. Then you can't remember what's on your list. But it's one of those shows you hear about. And I thought of this because, Greg, I don't know if you ever saw the show Justified with Timothy Oliphant. Is that a jackpot?
That is a jackpot of a question right there. I am on cycle 9 of that show. I've watched that. I love that show so much.
People, I swear I had no idea Greg was a fan. But that dropped today, I want to say in 2010. And same thing with you, Greg. It was one of the, first of all, the opening scene of the show.
Oh, I know.
Where he's telling the guy to draw on him. And basically, I mean, I don't want to say too much, but it's just one of those scenes that grabs you. And I was like, I know I'm going to love this show.
That is Peter Green, who just recently died.
Yes.
He is the guy. Yep, he is in the opening scene. And he's like, I gave you 24 hours to get out of Miami. And the guy's like, you're not going to do anything. And then you find out real quick what Raylan Givens is all about in that show. It's about justified kills. Oh, my God.
So great. And all the characters are great. It's an outstanding show. So, ladies and gentlemen, put that on your list.
Yes.
If you need a binge watch or something to answer this question with, I recommend, as does Greg, as you just heard, Justified, because it is an excellent show. So let us know. Be part of the fun. 855-752-4842. 855-75-CIVIC. You can also text us on the app or drop us a stream comment if you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, or X Twitter.
It's very hard to get through by the way, it's going to be like, well, right now it should be fine. Now it will be good, but we're going to have to sift through some comments here because there was a lot of entries for the text to win contest. I appreciate everyone getting in touch with us. Tom from Hartford on WMDX says, I love Mary Mack. That's wonderful. Can't wait for you to hear her. That also is like, for me, my real introduction to Walton Goggins, who was a character who was supposed to like either die in the first episode or only supposed to be on for a few episodes, and the whole thing. He's great. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know how this is going to change because one, he blew up in the past couple of years, but they were supposed to be rebooting that show because they did a show called Justified City Primeval, which was fine.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But then it had a stinger scene at the very end of the last episode that said, "Oh, we're going to get more." So, I love that show so much. I love that show.
It's great, and that slipped my mind about Walton Goggins, who is blown up, as you mentioned. He's a huge star now. Most recently, I saw him in White Lotus. He's just great, and you think he's such a good actor. Like when I saw him in Justified, I'm like, this guy's a character, a type. He's the Southern borderline white supremacist bad guy, whatever. But he has gone above and beyond that like crazy. He's a really talented actor. So you're right.
Absolutely.
Those two square off over the years in Justified. It's a great show.
Yeah.
I said Peaky Blinders, and I saw the first season, and I liked it, but I never went back to it. But that's one I keep meaning to go back to.
For me, that one is. I go back and forth of whether or not I'm going to watch it because I feel like it's in a lot. It's the vein of what's the show, Breaking Bad, or The Sopranos, where these are objectively bad people who I am now forced to root for because they're the stars. I kind of like got burnt out on the whole anti-hero thing because I'm like, I'm tired of rooting for terrible people. And that's like, you and I have a back and forth about Ted Lasso. I know how you feel about Ted Lasso, but what I liked about Ted Lasso is like, everyone is normal complicated. Yeah. Nobody is like, it's not like at the end of the first episode, you see Ted Line just doing a dank rail off a toilet seat. It's like, he's got problems. We all got problems. And I appreciate that.
Sure.
With Peaky Blinders, that's one I'll eventually watch one day. For me, Better Call Saul is another show that I know that's gotten nothing but critical acclaim and people love it. But that's one I kind of want to like knock out in a few weeks. I want to dedicate myself to it because I watched Breaking Bad and I've heard nothing but amazing things about Better Call Saul. So that's a show that's been on my list for a very long time. Dom, what about you?
You were just saying it. It was Breaking Bad. I've never watched Breaking Bad, and I know it was the anti. I've heard so many good things about it that it's so hard to strike. I just haven't been able to watch it, but it sounds so good. And I see so much like in like October on Halloween. I saw everyone wearing like Jesse and Bryan Cranston outfits and stuff. I'm like, wow, I gotta watch this. I gotta watch it. How have I not watched this yet?
Yeah.
It'll
suck you in.
The writing on that and Better Call Saul, I think they're both Vince Gilligan, is just so great. And you just, it's so rare that you're like, where is this scene going? But you trust the writer. You're like, I know this is going to be great. I'm going to stick with it. And so, yeah, those are all great ones. On social media, Brenda says The Bear. I
Okay.
saw the first season. I got to get
have
back
too.
to that. But Boris says Shrinking. Another one on my list. I hear
Same
it's
here.
great.
That one's on my list too. That's another Bill Lawrence. He did Scrubs and he did Ted Lasso.
Right.
So that's Dave on the live stream says watch Better Call Saul first, and I think that's a good plan. Like if you haven't seen either one, Dom, start with Better Call Saul and then watch Breaking Bad.
Really?
Because
It's a
Better
prequel,
Call Saul is
yeah.
a prequel show.
Okay. So it's before. Okay.
It's before, and I think that for me, Breaking Bad sucked me in. Like I just started watching it one day, and I watched the first 2 seasons in a weekend. I was like,
Yeah.
this show is
That's
so
what I have
awesome.
a feeling. Yep.
Yeah,
I love a good binge watch like that.
Oh
That's
yeah,
fantastic.
we did the same thing with Young Sherlock on Prime. We watched the entire show in 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
I thought it was very, very good.
All right, I'm adding that to my list now too because we just talked about that last week as well. I've got to put that on there too. Dave also says The Sopranos, kind of the same thing you said, Greg. You terrible people, but the writing's so good you stick with it. But it's like, who do I root for here? That's kind of the lesser of the bad guys. What is Trumpet Joe says Mr. In Between is a show he heard is good.
I've heard of that show. Yeah. That's what was the other one? There was another one that I was wanting to watch. And now I had it like, the Leftovers. That show came out a long time ago, and I've heard, and it has like all 3 seasons between them has an average score of like 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a show about the people who are left over after the rapture. Like people are raptured up to heaven, and it's about the people who are here now. And I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. So it's like, that's the problem is like, there's so much good television out there.
Right.
It just piles up after time where you're just like, I feel absolutely intimidated by the amount of TV I would have to watch to be caught up with what the world, because there are so many other shows out there that people are like, this one, like, slow down. I need to watch like stuff from the 90s still. And by the way, speaking of Vince Gilligan, his show on Apple, Pluribus, very good. Very good.
Okay, so I did not like Pluribus, Greg. I have to be honest. The first season. But I know I'm in the minority. It gets critical reviews, and everybody you talk to loves it. It's not vibing with me for some reason.
Okay, that's cool.
And I love Reyes Sehorn and love Vince Gilligan. But anyway.
And you're talking about Mr. In Between. Sorry about that, Pete.
No,
you were
it's
talking
okay.
about Mr. In Between, and you were saying that you don't hear the show a lot. It has 95% on Rotten Tomato. It's an Australian show, and it looks really, really good too. So yeah, some of these shows I have never heard of before,
and
it makes me want to watch it now.
There's no pressure because there's, like Greg said, there's so much content out there. Even if you haven't seen Breaking Bad yet, you get distracted. You watch this, you watch that. But that's a good text. Thank you, Trumpet Joe. And then Stacy Sue on the stream says, "We're no angels." Love Sean. Okay.
Oh, that's going back to the Sean Penn conversation we were having. Yeah. That's Sean Penn and Robert De Niro in like a weird like
priests,
old school,
right?
Yeah, they're priests in like the 20s or something. Aaron Cruz on the live stream says Spartacus. That's a new show too. I don't know what that has. Like I've seen advertisements for that one. I personally don't really get down on Greek or like that show Rome that came out years ago, or it for some reason they just don't grab me. They just like, I don't really care.
Yeah, I'm
about that
with
stuff.
you. I'm not a medieval times guy either. Like even when I go to one of those medieval castles for a 1,200 course meal, I'm kind of like, okay. I go, this is fun. We get to call the women wenches. Okay, is that the draw here? Like, what is the deal? And
we eat the way they did back in the day. Would you like more Pepsi?
Yeah, right, exactly. And but I will say, having said that, I really got into Game of Thrones, and I could not stop watching.
Oh my God, Game of Thrones! What a just a cruel lesson in dedicating yourself to a product. Just totally falls apart in the last 2 seasons,
Yes.
and then you expect me to watch 2 other shows? No, I'm not watching these shows. Why? Because the last one ended sucky.
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying not to get drawn into that either. Daniel Wheeler says Lost on social media. Patrick Mines, One Piece, Stranger Things, Wonder Man, Severance. The list goes on. Get to that list.
Wonder Man's an easy
Patrick.
watch.
I've heard that's great too.
It's a very fun show.
Hey, this is exciting, Greg. Our friend, mostly yours, but I want to be as close to her as you are because I think she's so cool. Mary Mack is coming up next. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. and Greg Bach on the Civic Media Network.
One Piece is that's a good one too.
That's one of those, like, all my anime friends, like, you gotta watch it. You don't have to even like anime to watch that show.
To watch it, yeah, yep. So good.
Are we, did we get texts? Oh, this isn't opening. On the text line, I'm not caught up there. I'm looking now, but I assume most of them were contest entries. But do we have any texts we missed on the?
I'm looking through it right now, too.
There was the one really long one about Mel Brooks we can talk about at the end of the show. So
okay.
And look who's here. It's Mary Mack.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Mary.
You're in Kenosha this month?
Yes. I put it in my headline. I'm so excited it worked.
That's where I live now.
How are you, Mary? Good to see you.
Hello.
Good to see you guys. I'm in Kenosha and I'm here now.
Oh,
wait,
nice.
What do you mean
I'm present.
Here? Okay, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes you speak in riddles, Miss Mack.
I know.
Where are you in Wisconsin right now? Okay.
Yeah, I heard you guys got some snow.
I'm doing the show tonight from my sister's kitchen. So, yeah, it was pretty crazy. At least on this side of the state. I know other places got it pretty hard too, but it's making me question my where I live severely.
We didn't get the snow that they said we were going to. You guys got all our snow, which is kind of a bummer for all the people with snowmobiles here.
Yeah.
So
good talking to you, Mary.
Like, what'd you say, Pete? She delightfully stormed off the show.
That was a whimsical storm off. I loved it.
I shan't take this any longer.
I'm unsatisfied with the snow amounts. With the allocation of snow. So,
all right, guys, we are coming back in 20 seconds. All right.
All right, Tom. Oh, I just saw Tom.
Woke up this morning feeling fine. There's something special on my mind. Last night I met a new girl in the neighborhood. Whoa, yeah. Something tells me I'm into something good.
Welcome back to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach here on the Civic Media Network. You can always be part of the conversation, 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Leave a comment on the live stream. We are currently streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and the platform we still call Twitter. Did you miss out on the Text to Win contest? The Break into Spring multi-state Text to Win contest. Don't worry. At 7 o'clock, you'll have one more hour today to take part in it, so stay tuned to Civic Media for your keyword. Text it in via the Civic Media app, and you'll be all set. And then tomorrow, everything starts again. 7 a.m., 7 chances to win. Throughout the day, $200. And then maybe a bed from Verlo, a mattress set from Verlo. So stay in touch with that. Download the Civic Media app if you haven't already. And, be part of it. Again, to my mom who is listening, can't enter. Sorry, you're my mom. That's the contest rules. Well, I didn't make those up. Don't yell at me. Pete, I am so very excited about our next guest coming onto the show. She is comedian, a singer, songwriter, a performer, voice actor, all the things. For me, one of the big things I've said before on the show, performed on the Grand Ole Opry. Please welcome to the show, Mary Mack.
Hey, thanks.
Hi, Mary.
That was the best, most cheerful intro I've had in ages. You know that? It's usually, this next person does comedy and she might have a couple things to say.
Oh, that's terrible. No,
Please welcome to the show, lady comic Mary Mack.
No, he crushed it. I'm listening to that intro going, oh my God, Mary is living my best life. So good for you. And it's great to have you.
Hey, thanks so much, Pete. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Dominic, for having me back. I was really whenever I go to Eastern Wisconsin, I'm like, oh, I wonder if I can get on Nite Lite again and talk about what's coming up. And I've been watching some shows.
Oh,
So,
sweet.
yeah, more than normal.
You listen. We can start there. Shout them out. What are you watching?
What shows are you getting into?
Gosh, the one I'm laughing so hard at. It's so funny, and I have to look her name up because I keep forgetting her name. We have this a similar name. Her what's called the Mick, and my nickname is Mick or Mickey. Yeah, and it's with Mackenzie. It's the gal who's on Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And this show, The Mick, streams on Hulu, and I am laughing. Like, I wake up in the middle of the night, put on TV to go to sleep, and I think I'm waking. So Tim can't sleep in bed with me anymore because I'm laughing and he snores, but also I'm laughing so loud. But if it's not his snoring, it's my laughing that's keeping us up. But I'm like, I can't stop from laughing at this show. She's such a good actress, such a great comedic actress.
Caitlin Olsen.
Caitlin Olsen?
Yes, and so that show was canceled, and I heard nothing but great things about it. But now she's on a show called High Potential, which is also on Hulu, ABC, and Hulu.
Yeah,
a remake of a Swedish show or something, but also she's fantastic.
Yeah, she is fantastic. Because she's got her character down, very similar in the Mick and Always Sunny.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a while to like her character in High Potential, but that's also very good. But in definitely different character for her. So yeah, really. But her slapstick is so great. I slammed my coffee down here. But yeah, really, I love slapstick, and that was like, oh, it's so funny. So that's my 2 bits on what I'm watching, but I'm watching more. I just don't want to hog. I don't want to hog from you guys.
Oh, we you're the guest.
Yeah,
you're the guest.
come
Talk
on.
to us.
Okay. What are we doing here?
We invite you to our show. Come on and talk. We want to hear, are there recommendations? Are there shows you feel like that you need to be watching this show right now? This is like you tell other comics when you go do shows, like, have you been watching this show?
Yeah, I just think that the Mick is such a good escape from life right now. I think I've been searching out escape stuff. I'm a huge PBS fan, so I know March 22nd there's an old timey. They're all mostly old timey, but there's another old timey one coming out called Bookish. Yep. And it's a mystery, and I watch all the mysteries. And my thing, and I've said it before on the show, is like I really love like PBS or especially BBC mysteries because I'm trying to go to sleep. Like I don't want anything too good to happen too fast. So I want a really slow show, and I want to be able to go to bed. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the Forsytes. I have no idea what the synopsis of it is, but.
Did we talk about Line of Duty last time you were here, Mary? That great British show?
Did I? Oh, I have seen Line of Duty, but it's been so long ago now. I might have to rewatch it. This is a good thing.
Good. Yeah, I just watched it like less than a year ago, and it's so good. And I know I talked to somebody about that on the show. I thought maybe when you talked about British police procedurals that you were the person, but
it would have been me, and I would have forgotten the show already, which is great for the lifespan of my streaming. I don't have to like get too many streaming services because I will forget after a few years. But
I'm watching this new show called The Mick. You just talked about that a month ago. If those are your jam, there was 2 shows that came out late last year. I cannot wait for their second series to come out if they actually happen. But a show called Ludwig with David Mitchell, where he plays a guy who makes crossword puzzles for a living. He does puzzles and he solves murder mysteries. And then Death Valley, and I don't remember I think it's Timothy Spall, but he was in the Harry Potter movies, and he plays an actor who moves to a small English village, but his show that he was on was a crime show. So he solves mysteries as well. So those are really great. I didn't realize we got to go. Oh my gosh. We'll be right back though. And we'll be back with Mary Mack here on Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach here on the Civic Media Network. Stay tuned. Stay close. You're awesome.
Something good. Oh yeah. Something tells me I'm into something good.
It still throws me off when we start an interview at the 20 mark. I'm like, oh, that's right.
Really?
We have far less time.
Yeah.
I had to jump in because I was so excited about that show. But what show? Death Valley and is that
Ludwig.
Ludwig and what services are they on?
I believe that they're both on Acorn or BritBox.
Okay. Yeah,
You might be able to get them on PBS. You might be able to get them on PBS. I'm not positive.
Yep, I can resubscribe to either of those.
Yeah.
But then I'm watching some like we just finished The Studio and that was amazing. And
Oh yeah,
another
I haven't
one.
seen that yet.
Oh, it's so good. But I'll save that.
Okay.
I won't.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
have? We'll talk about your dates coming up, obviously. But if there's anything else you want to plug, a new special or show, we could do that. Otherwise, maybe ask you about the. I don't know. If you
That
watched
was a
the
sigh.
Oscars.
What was the sigh?
Oh, uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh, I got it. I have to download all my podcasts for North Star Comedy Hour and re-upload. I mean, I didn't get very far in.
Yeah.
But I have a bunch in the can that have to come out. But that's something I should plug, but I had to start over. So
Where are you going to be at in Kenosha? Are you at the comedy club or are you somewhere else?
Kenosha Comedy Club, it's a
Okay.
hotel, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going over to La Crosse, Holman, Wisconsin, the next day at the golf course. They do like a monthly dinner and show. And
Nice.
it's really nice to have one show on the weekend and not two shows. And
No kidding.
my God, I haven't been doing a ton of clubs because I just I actually just regained the ability to do two shows on one night because my vocal nerve was injured. So
That's right. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So now that I haven't been doing it for over a year.
No kidding. Jeez.
Yeah, that I was doing it and hiring another headliner to come co-headline with me, so I was making half of the money of the headlining. But it's coming around now, so it just took forever. But now that I haven't done it and I'm doing, I have to go back to doing it. I really, really, really dread it.
Yeah, I get that.
extra dread it.
I talked to some of those comics out there who are like back in the day of like you're there Tuesday through Sunday. I'm like, that just feels.
I did those. I don't know, Pete, did you do those? Were you
I
on
did
the road?
in the 90s. Yeah, sometimes 3 shows on Saturday. Like
Saturday
the
was
Zanies.
3
Yeah.
shows.
Crazy.
Zanies, and then the Caravan in Louisville, and then some of those in Colorado. So you'd have and they'd call it the 11:59 p.m. show so that the crowd wouldn't get confused.
Yeah.
To change the date of the show, because
Yeah.
midnight would be the next day. So yeah.
I
Was
do
that
remember.
Goonies?
Oh, go ahead, Greg. Sorry.
Was that Goonies in Colorado Springs or Loonies? I did a weekend there once, and God, Colorado Springs is such a dismal place to be.
There's
It
one
is.
out. There's one out. I don't think it's there anymore. It was like a B room, but I absolutely loved it. Shouldn't have been called a B room because your crowd was so great.
Yeah.
It was northwest of, not all the way to Boulder, but I cannot remember the name of it.
There's something called Looney's Comedy Corner.
Yeah, that's where I
what you were
performed.
at?
It
That's
was
where you're.
Fort Collins, maybe.
very tall stage. You were very high up.
I can't remember the name of it, but then you go on Sunday too, and then you drive on Monday, and then like I remember being so exhausted after some of those, and you're driving over the Rocky Mountains and like snowstorms, and your brain doesn't work after a week like that.
Horrible. I do remember, like on 3 show nights, that third show, if you were going Some people call it headlining. I just called it going last.
Yeah.
If you went last, it's like, did I do this joke? Like, you just can't remember.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right,
We
10
gotta-
seconds, guys.
Okay.
All right.
Welcome back. All right. You know, I talked about introducing Jason Sheff the other night here in Marinette, and he played all the great Chicago tunes. He did not play Old Days, and I love that song, Greg.
No,
So
I'm sorry.
let's get Mary's take on that. Hey, our guest is the very funny stand-up comedian and writer and voice actress. She is a Wisconsin resident, splits time. She's got a place in Minnesota, I think, and a place in Wisconsin. She's bi-statal, whatever. I don't know.
Yes.
Mary Mack is with us. It's so great to have you here, Mary.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I need to sell my house in Minnesota, but I don't want to clean out the basement, so I just keep buying more crap. Yeah, I gotta get to that, but I don't know. Anyways, so let's not bring up the sad thing.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's get to some happy things, especially happy things for people who might be interested in seeing you live, because they'll have a couple opportunities coming up this month in just a couple weeks. Tell us about your show. First, let's start with Sheboygan because it's on March 28th.
Yes. Is that March 20? Oh my gosh. Am I in Sheboygan? I think I'm in Kenosha.
You're in Kenosha on March 27th. That I know because you're.
Oh, I've got the 29th in Kenosha. Oh, this is a mess.
Dear, maybe that's another year. Maybe I.
Let's go to marymac.com and find out.
Oh my gosh, maybe you're making a prediction here.
I hope not. I don't want to be that guy.
Oh my. Yeah. No, I'm in the. I might have said that wrong. I'm in Kenosha on March 27th, a Friday, and then Holman, Wisconsin, by La Crosse at Drugan's Golf, and that's on the 28th. So I'm and then I go to West Bend in May. So I'm coming down around that eastern side there.
Nice.
And I'll bring my snow shovel because I heard you got more snow than us up on Lake Superior now.
If we still need the assist by then, I will not be living here. I'm just telling you that right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how I read that off your email, so my bad. I might have. But you have a date. Do you not have a date in Kenosha? Or I'm sorry, in Sheboygan?
Last year, I bet you pulled up last year's
I did.
email. Last year in March, I played Sheboygan. And you know what? That's where I learned you can, that's where I learned about touch tunes on your phone where you can play the jukebox. And I learned how much fun it is to, when people are listening to like gangster rap in a bar, to suddenly put on Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On. And oh my gosh, the joy of doing, if you're ever sad, just go to a bar where they're like, just play exactly the opposite of what they're listening to, and just don't volunteer that it was you because they'll hate you.
Right.
But just kind of sit there innocently and watch everybody go run into the jukebox as soon as it comes on. It's fantastic.
Two things I love about this. One, hearing Mary Mack say the phrase gangster rap is just wonderful, period. And also, my mom's listening right now because she's a fan of the show. And I guarantee you, when you mentioned Celine Dion, she started singing. I'm not wrong. Do not argue with me, Jackie, right now. I know I'm right.
Not that I even listen to Celine Dion that much, but it's just the fun of seeing people panic like that. Because if you put in an extra quarter, you can hop the line. You can hop the line of songs. You can make Celine Dion a priority play. Do you want to know what's the coolest part of that too? Is just like whatever bar, if there's ever a place where you kind of had like not a great experience, you can be at anywhere else. You can be at your home and suddenly just play. It's the most passive aggressive thing I do is like I'll play like Helen Reddy where somebody was like bad mouthing ladies or something, and I'll be at home and I'll play that at a bar where they're being like sexist, and I'll have like I am woman, hear me roar, and you can do that from your own couch. It's so much fun. It's like calling your senator. I have such a great time doing that. You guys
With
have
my
anybody you're mad at? I'll play them a song. Tell me where they go and when. Just come on. I love it.
See, what I would do is if I went to a bar and did that, I would not only I would never volunteer myself as the person who did it, but I would look around for the toughest guys in the place, just like lip syncing quietly. If ever you are. What? This song really brings up human emotions for me. All right.
I want to know where Mary's hanging out in a bar that still has Helen Reddy on the jukebox. Boy, what
the best ones?
Oh yeah, you could. Yeah, isn't that funny? Why did that bar have Celine Dion in the jukebox in the first? You know what? They're digital. That's why.
Oh,
It's just coming
nice.
from this. It's coming from God, Pete.
Okay.
It's coming from the sky. God is a Helen Reddy fan, and he plays it in any bar where they're bad mouthing women.
I love it. With my luck, I'd put that on the jukebox and I'd end up in a slow dance with one of those guys somehow. So it'd be just awkward for everybody.
And it'd be the kindest cuddling you've had in a long time, Pete. You'd feel that little spoon energy. That's what the men need sometimes. They need to feel like the little spoon.
I'm open to that, but if the guy wanted to take things further, I'd have to head fake him or fake an injury or something. Because I'll slow dance with a guy, but I draw the line there.
You just simply say no, thank you, sir.
Oh, that's interesting.
And you kiss his hand and say thank you for the dance, and you have on with your day.
I love it.
I didn't know how you did that.
Mary, have you played? I've heard really good things about the Kenosha Comedy Club, and is that a good? Like, have you played there before?
Yes, I usually go like once a year. I like it.
Okay.
I like it's a big space and you can cram a bunch of people in there and yeah, I mean I don't know why. I guess I got a lot in common maybe with the folks that are, I mean, I've been brought presents that were welded together for me. And so that's how I'm connecting with these folks is like my family welded, they weld. A lot of people making homemade booze in jars and bringing that. I have a lot of things I made in jars. I'm connecting on they like jokes, I like jokes. So yeah, I'm connecting on a lot of levels.
How has it been almost a year since you've been on this show?
I have to get out there because I live in Kenosha. I live 5 minutes away from the Kenosha Comedy Club, so I come check it out.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It really is. And then in the summer, so they got this magazine down there called Happenings Magazine, and he runs the comedy room, and he books like little jazz fest, and he books
oh, nice.
He books Cheese Fest, and he puts all these festivals together. Frank Carmichael, and he's so much fun. Don't tell him I said this. He might be almost 80. And he might be about 80. Sorry if anybody listening is 80, but I can't believe he has the energy because I want to go to bed right now.
Yeah.
He's booking like Thursday in the Park bands in Kenosha. You just bring your own booze and drink in the park. And it's fantastic. That's the time of I love that type of stuff. I just show me a field where I can bring my own booze and I'll have the best day of my life.
What are your our guest is Mary Mack, the very funny Mary Mack. For more information, go to marymackcomedy.com. Did I get that right? Yeah. So I just totally forgot what I was going to ask you. Oh, what is your drink of choice, Mary? Like if you go to a park and you can bring your BYOB, what are you drinking?
It depends on the temperature and the time of day.
Okay.
So, I guess if it's pretty hot, I want to mix I don't like a sweet rosé, but I like a dry Sauv Blanc rosé type thing if it's hot. And then if I did a lot of work that day, I'm ashamed to say that I like a Busch Light, and I'm really trying not to like Bush Light because they freaking hate women. And so
Oh, no.
I'm trying not to like them, but I love Bush Light. And it's a low gluten beer, and so if I don't do that, I'll have like a Corona, which is also lower gluten beer. And then I know you weren't expecting somebody to go on and on about this, but I have lists that I keep in my head. And when I'm on my deathbed, this will be the only thing I remember. I'll be like, it's 10 o'clock and we just mowed. It's 10 a.m. and we just mowed. Okay, I need some V8, spicy V8, some Bush Light, and a lime, all together, mixed up with some ice, please. Like I won't know anybody's name, but I'll know time of day and what drink, and according to activity.
I think you're redesigning a Bloody Mary for your type. Like it's a Bush Light, a V8 super spicy, and a celery stick. That's it.
Oh, that's nice too. I put a lime in there, and olive would probably be real good in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like Bloody Marys?
Yeah, I do, but you gotta watch that. That's mix because some of it's got flour in there, and that's like a real bummer.
Well, I'm just going to say, and I'm not being paid by anybody for this, but across the street from the Kenosha Comedy Club is a place called Captain Mike's.
Oh, yeah.
They have phenomenal Bloody Marys.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. I go there. My wife and I go there like usually once or twice a month just for Bloodies on a Sunday morning. Get our Bloody, then go home the rest of our day. It's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like, as someone who doesn't drink anymore, I love talking about drinking because I feel like I still stay connected. And man, that just made me want a Bloody Mary. Mary, you're getting some love here.
I don't even like the liquor in the Bloody. I only want just the stuff. So I can just have the V8 and whatever else. Spritzer in there. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got a fan, Tom, in the 262 says, I love Mary Mac.
There you go.
Wow. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Mary, did you watch the Oscars at all, or what kind of movies are you watching?
No, I did not watch the Oscars just because I don't know if I like the Oscars anymore, and that's quite sad to say on a pop culture show like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. You're under no obligation.
I'm just like feeling like rich and famous people seem to be getting more and more out of touch. So I didn't watch it. I watched the Mick instead, actually.
Well, we were just, that's what I was saying to Pete earlier, is that last year I felt like with Conan's first year and the LA fires were happening. So there was a need to like come together and be a part of something on like a human level. And it was so much fun. And then this year, it just felt like he was trying to tell jokes to a bunch of people who didn't know how to laugh at themselves.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest problem, is that you have these people who are world-class comedians coming in there to entertain. And then you have these millionaire, billionaire movie people who are like, okay, whatever, I don't care. And it's not fun. It's not fun at all.
Yeah. So it was Conan hosting again?
Yeah.
And he had a hard time then this year.
Yeah.
I thought it was better last year, but his monologue, we were talking about this earlier, his monologue was really funny. Like, there were great jokes, and he's good at that, but I just thought the comedy throughout the rest of the show was pretty lame, personally. Tom is your biggest fan now, Mary, and he says, Polka Bar? We were talking about before, and then 715 Matt and Eau Claire says, on the conservative jukebox, I love to play Ray Willie Hubbard's Conversation with the Devil. Genius. He got another suggestion for you, Mary.
That's awesome. I'm taking suggestions, so that's great. I gotta play that one.
If you want to get tickets, find out where Mary is going to be performing. Go to marymaccomedy.com for more information. Mary, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you so much.
Yeah, thanks, you guys, and thanks for filling me in a little on the Oscars. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful night.
You too, Mary.
You're listening to Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach on Nite Lite. All right. Thank you so much, Mary.
Guys, I'm sorry I got sad about the Oscars.
That's fine.
I get a little too emotional.
You know what you need to do? Turn on the mic.
Exactly.
I'm almost done with season 2, and then I'll go on to Death Valley and Ludwig. I wrote them down.
There you go.
I wrote down the Mick. I'm excited
Yeah.
to see that now. Thank you for that. But this
Yeah.
is awesome, Mary. It's great. I can't believe it's been a year since you've been on.
Please tell Tim I say hello. You guys are fantastic. So
Will do. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Wait, is this it?
all you got to do is hit the orange button at the bottom of your screen, and you're good to go.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thanks,
Bye, Mary.
Mary.
Thank you.
Break a leg.
Sorry about that, Dom.
No worries. No worries at all.
Pete, can you turn on a light? You are very dark.
I know.
now.
I can't. I'm like in a corner here for the acoustics. Hang on.
You know what? You know what?
Yeah.
Keep it this way. We're almost done.
I know. And
Fin-
I thought
finish
that
in the
was kinda
dock.
funny.
Finish in the dock.
Looking mysterious.
Hold on.
Looking
Let me
mysterious.
know. Is this better? No. It's the ceiling fan. I don't know what that is.
He doesn't know where he's going on in this.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
He's
Grandpa
lost in the
Pete.
house, man. He's lost in the house.
I just don't know where there's lights in this house. I just can't find anything. Back in my day, we didn't have lights. We had our own intuition and a lot of stubbed toes.
We used to walk 5 miles to get to that light. Come on now. All right. There he is.
Is the dark better?
It's
No, it's great.
looking
I love it.
nice.
Love
Now
it.
it looks good.
Okay. I feel like I should go back and chop some garlic. I'm on the stiffest chair ever. I'm gonna need a massage after this.
Well, that can be arranged.
Really? Civic Media's got that that option. I love
They
it.
got that in the arsenal.
In-house massage. I just have 3 social media texts left. Greg, you want to read? You want me to bang those out and then you read the one from Matt that you found? I'm looking for
Sure.
that one.
Yeah,
too.
he
Okay.
sent 2, so that's great. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Is Wi-Fi still back?
All right, we'll come back in 15.
Won't you lift me above the old routine? Make it nice, play it clean, Jasmine.
Welcome back to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach here on the Civic Media Network. You are listening to us live either on the radio, on the Civic Media app, or on the live stream. We are currently streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and the platform we still call Twitter. Thank you so much to Dr. Keith Paulson and Mary Mack for being our guests this evening. We really appreciate it. If you ever want to listen to the episode again or you couldn't catch it live, simply go to civicmedia.us/shows, look for Nite Lite, download episodes, and listen to them at your leisure because they're there for you to enjoy your day. Pete, it was a crazy, crazy day.
For me, yeah. Although it sounds like it was for you too as well. But I hogged all the drama today. So at some point, I would love to hear about your your
You meant the 3 inches of snow I had to dutifully and heroically plow through? Yeah, totally. I'm a guy who should be put on statues around the world.
Tom said earlier in the text line, asked how much we got. Tom, I think we got between 32 and 36 inches. I'm not sure exactly yet if the count is in, but hopefully you did better there in Hartford. Tom also says regarding Mary Mack, she has such a down-home voice, regular people. That's what you think, Tom. Mary is a world of drama. I'm kidding. She's great. And she does sound down home.
For tomorrow's episode, we'll be speaking to Civic Media meteorologist Mace Michaels. Wow, that was a lot to say. I got that in one shot.
That's a lot.
Civic Media meteorologist Mace Michaels will be joining us to break down the winter storm we just had over the past weekend. And, talking about the weather to come, too, because the weather that later this week, at least around this area in southeastern Wisconsin, is going to be a lot warmer in the 50s and the 60s. And then we'll be talking to critic and City Cast Madison newsletter writer Rob Thomas for his Oscar analysis. I'm looking forward to that one because it kind of like, the conversation we had with Matt Miller last week. I like listening to people like you are in the industry. He's in the industry. I like to listen to that stuff. So it's really, really great.
For sure.
That'll be on tomorrow's show. So I'm looking forward to that.
Another great show. We'll have the text to win. We'll have some.
Oh, yes.
And great question again. Absolutely.
Folks, if you want to enter into the contest, unless you are my mother, you have one more chance tonight, 7 p.m. Listen here. You will get the keyword, and you will be able to enter in through the Civic Media app. Simply listen for that keyword. I'm not telling you what it is. You'll have to wait. And then you can enter it in through the Civic Media app and be entered in for the daily prize of $200 and then the grand prize drawing for a new mattress set from Verlo. By the way, mentioned it on the show a couple of times that my mother cannot enter the contest because she's my mom, and she wrote back with, not fair. Well...
Oh, I was wondering who wrote. Oh, that's so
I'm going to say a rare thing a child gets to say to a parent. Life's not fair.
It actually is kind of fair, too. I mean,
So, Pete, you said you had a few.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we're in a section of the show called The Nightcap.
Yes, the night. And you know what? I want to say this too quickly, Greg, because periodically over the last couple of years, history has been made in radio on Nite Lite. I think we did it again. We interviewed Keith Poulsen. I'm here. This might be the first time two people on the same broadcast were broadcasting from their kitchens. Radio history, once again, and you only get it here.
Dear WBA, I have the best award scenario.
Local Emmy. Tim Baker on the social media answered the question, says, Car 54, where are you? Tim's really behind. That's great. Good luck with that, Tim. Sean Boyce, my pal Sean Boyce, says Breaking Bad. Another one for Breaking Bad. Dom, there you go. Scott Lieburn says Marshalls. I have not seen that yet either.
That's
Scott.
the new Yellowstone show. It's
Dutton Ranch, I think. Or it's not out yet. There's another one, I think, out now. I can't keep track of them, to be honest with you. And Jay Campbell says White Lotus. Yeah, there have been a series of probably at least 3 or 4.
Well, there's Yellowstone, and then there's 1929 and 1889. 1889 has Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford.
Yes. 1883, I believe.
1883.
And 1923. And honestly, I gave up on Yellowstone when the Japanese tourists were stuck on the side of a cliff, both at the same 20 feet down in street shoes and clothes. I don't know how that would ever happen in my life.
Wow.
But the guy saved them, and it just kind of. But those two shows, Greg, both those prequels, I thought were outstanding. Really liked them.
Well, and then Kevin Costner leaves the last season, so they kill him off, and they're like, well, what do we do? Well, let's give one of the guys, he's a marshal now. And they want to make that other spinoff show. And basically anything Taylor Sheridan writes, which is just basically an old guy at some point telling young people how the world really is.
Right.
And there's a new show with Kurt Russell and... who is he's co-starring with?
No, who is it? It's someone.
Yeah, they just get huge stars for these shows. But I watched like half a season of Yellowstone, and I got up out of the room and I said, I can't watch. None of these people deserve happiness. All right, forget it.
It's terrible. It's like Succession. They're just horrible people.
Stopped watching that show too. I was tired of rooting for terrible.
Same.
And the show Billions as well. Like just terrible people. I'm like, they all deserve retribution, whether it's jail or something else, but terrible. Matt in Eau Claire is listening. He got in touch with us. He says he's been meaning to binge the works of Mel Brooks. I think that's a great plan. He also went on to say that my suggestion for a binge would be Doctor Who 2005 to 2017. Hey, if you have the whole weekend, check out 63 years of the show as well. That's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of Doctor Who to catch up on. So thank you so much to everyone who got in touch with us. But yeah, I bag about Taylor Sheridan shows. I love Landman. It's a great show.
You know, I like the first season. Parts of the mom and daughter drive me crazy.
Yeah.
And Billy Bob, I like the second season I started, and I did kind of bail on it. But I agree. Taylor Sheridan, when he wants to write something great, he does. He wrote both Sicarios, Hell or High Water. Lioness is a really good show.
Yeah.
Then he's got Tulsa King. which is like, the guy knows how to write for a genre, and he signed like a 20-show deal. You gotta keep churning them out.
Well, thank you to everyone who listened, called, texted, got in touch with us on the live stream. Thank you to Dominic. Thank you to Tucker, engineering traffic. Thank you to everyone who is part of this. We appreciate you so, so very much. Stick around. We have the next keyword coming up right after this show, and then we'll talk to you tomorrow on Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach. Pete, send them off.
Good night, Wisconsin.
Can feel